Hey guys, this is DESHANTA B, and I'm coming back to you today on this Monday. I just had something on my mind and I wanted to speak on it, do a little bit of kibbutzing. Some of you may be offended, some of you may be upset, but it was just on my mind, and I'm learning to take, when I have these type of thoughts, to just go ahead and let it out, because normally 9 times out of 10 with the way that my mind is, it will come back. So first of all, to all my new subscribers, thank you and welcome to the DB family, and I hope that you enjoy the ride. And to my DBs, debonair and beautiful, you already know how I feel about you. I simply adore you. Well guys, let me cut my truck off. Let me cut off Big Juicy. Well guys, Father's Day has passed, Mother's Day has passed, and all of the hoopla and all that stuff is over now. And I had some thoughts about that. My father's not here. My father passed away some years ago, and Father's Day is difficult for me, but I got through it, okay? And each year when I think it's going to be easier, it still seems to be quite hard. But what I wanted to kibitz about is, this is for the absentee parent, be it whatever the situation is. I'm not trying to get into that. I'm not addressing that. Whether the children live with the dad or the children live with the mom, and, you know, things are established, whether you pay child support through the courts and have it deducted from your check, or you have, you know, a system that works between you and the mom or you and the dad. But I wanted to address how, when you're absent, whether you know it or not, and you may already know, how it affects the children. Now, I've done a lot of motivational speaking with young adults, and I've also raised a child that wasn't my own for many, many years. And, you know, first of all, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you are sending money for the children, and you and the parent, the mother, the father, you talk, but you don't talk. You just talk enough to be cordial, to be nice in front of the children. They see that. They understand the discord. They may not really understand the discord, but they can see that there's something that's going on. And although you send money, and, you know, you send them money, or you see them on their birthday, you know, first of all, raising a child, there's always unexpected expenses. Always unexpected expenses. So there's really never enough unless you send this large amount of money. But what I want to speak on is, when your children miss you, there's one thing that has no money value. There's one thing that you just cannot argue and say, well, I did this and I did that. It's you. You're irreplaceable. Your time is intangible. Those are things that are free. And whether you and the mother, or you and the father, whoever has the children, you know, you can hate each other's guts, but your children need you. They need to see you. You need to be present. Take this from a woman that raised someone else's child. There were times where, you know, I did all that I could to set a good example, and then that child will go back home for a weekend or whatever to their parent, and everything that I may have taken months to do is undone. And then I have to constantly keep starting over again, because the parent's presence was missed. So with all that you do monetarily, the children don't see that. They need you around. They need to learn and to see how to navigate everyday life. They need to see you when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're confused, when you just don't know what to do that day. They need to see you. When you're gone and they go through their day, it's like the world is grabbing at them and teaching them the things that only you can. And I know a lot of people say, well, especially a lot of women, I'm the mom and I'm the daddy. Okay, I understand. I understand that. However, there are certain feelings that that male child or that female child need to learn how to deal with, and can only come from the same sex person. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is this. If you're a dad and you're not in your children's life or your child's life, be present. You don't always have to bring something. And the same thing with the female, with the woman. If you're not in your children's life, do you know that if you just was showing up, that would be worth more than any monetary thing that you could bring? You have to reevaluate and understand your children learn from what they see. They learn from what they hear. And if you leave them alone to deal with life, the streets is going to raise your child. The streets and the bullies and everything that goes on out here that's ugly, it's going to be smiling and say, you know what? Okay. He or she is next. We got them. And guess what we're going to teach them to do? So now that Mother's Day has passed and Father's Day has passed and everybody's smiling and happy or whatever the case is, what you going to do? Is that going to be the only time that you see your children? Is that going to be the only time that you make your presence known? You have to understand that your presence is needed. What you've learned in your life, what you feel in your life is needed. Your children, your child needs to see exactly who you are, because you define and help define who they are. Regardless of what you go through with the parent, you know, that's not the child's responsibility. That's not their problem. But what is your responsibility is to say, you know what? I don't like the moms. I don't like the dad. But my child needs to see me. I can't tell you how many children that I mentored that always said, well, my dad wasn't around. My mom wasn't around. And what makes it even worse, they would see their parents with other and new families. So you basically just said, okay, whatever. I remember I went on Sally Jesse Raphael show. This was a long time ago. I was in the audience. And it was this man that came onto the show because his first son, which was through when he was a teenager, unwed mother, whatever title you want to put on it, whatever title you want to put on it, those 30 seconds that you took to lay down with the mom, you made this beautiful baby. He just went on with his life. Became married, got a good career. Then all of a sudden, once he became ill, then he wanted to get in contact with the son that he never spent any time with. He never called the son. He never wrote the son. He never showed any type of emotional attachment to his son, his firstborn. So me, I raised my hand. I said, so you basically got in contact with him when it was conducive for you. But what about all the years that he needed you? You know, it's nothing like you be out in the street and you got to deal with all the harshness, all of the ugly that's out here, that's just waiting for you. And your child makes a decision because of bullying or whatever, they're going to go to the left. There's nothing like that young man walking through the door and hearing, boy, what's wrong with you? What's with the attitude? You come here, let's talk about this. Or girl, what's up with you? What you rolling your eyes for? Oh no, come here. It's not always up to grandma to do it. Because see, she lived her life. And she's at the age where she should be enjoying the fruit of all of her labor. So guys, all I'm trying to say is, now that the holidays have passed, don't make that the last time or the last big party, the big hurrah time that you see your children. Your children need to see you. See you. Be present. You don't have to bring anything. When they're little, they don't understand. But I guarantee you, when they get older, they're going to always be able to say, my mom and my daddy was there. They were there. So guys, I just had that on my mind. I told you I never sleep. My mind never stops. And since I really don't speak to people, the people that speak to me that are in my life, they want me to listen to them. They don't necessarily want to hear what's on my mind. And I guess I've gotten used to that. I just listen. I don't really speak about what's on the inside, what makes DeShanta tick. So I guess I'm going to use YouTube, I guess, to air out whatever it is that's hitting inside of me. And I just thank you so much for taking the time to listen. But daddies, mommies that are not in your children's life, I don't care what's going on with you. If you're trying to wait until you get yourself together, or wait, because you know what? Time is not anyone's friend. And the time that you take thinking that you're going to fix yourself up, time may run out and it may be too late. So today, pick up that phone, call your child, say, look, or just show up. Show up. That means so much. Out of all of the children that I mentored, that's all they talked about, guys, was just seeing them. They didn't care what condition you were in. Just be there. So guys, I thank you for listening. I thank you for taking the time. You don't know, and I'm really serious about how appreciative I am of all of you that take the time to watch what I have to say or what I have to do. So you know what I'm about to say. You know what time it is. Make yourself present in your children's lives and stop playing. Bye, guys.